Wait, what?
You ready?
On average, almost 3,000 people die from committing suicide every day. Every 30 seconds, the loss of a person shatters the lives of family and friends. For every person who completes a suicide, at least 20 people have attempted it. And the emotional impact on family and friends for someone who killed themselves can last for years. Depression plays a big part on why people commit suicide. And now that we're in college, there's a lot of reasons why we're depressed, whether it's relationship issues, you're confused about your sexuality, you feel isolated, you've been raped, and especially with our schoolwork, we're all working to a certain goal, and it stresses us out. And some people don't know how to deal with their depression. They don't know where to go. And there are many places for people to go to who have depression to talk, but that's not always an option. People like to keep it in themselves. And they are trying to escape bad situations, but at the time, it just seems impossible to deal with. Everyone has bad days or is put in bad situations, but that's not worth risking your life. Don't take your life away just because you're in a bad situation. That's why I believe that Rider University should have a hotline that many schools have now, and it would be trained students working the hotline, and anyone who goes to the school can call and just talk to the people. It's a person to talk to anonymously. They don't have to know who you are. You don't know who they are, just to get your feelings out. Depression, it makes people focus on all the bad things in their lives. Everything is the worst possible outcome. Everything's negative. Nothing good seems actually good to them, even if it's a good thing. And people who have these feelings feel as if there's no one to talk to, there's no one to turn to, and they feel that nothing will ever go right for them again. They'll never be happy. But another very important thing is that people are embarrassed. They're embarrassed to go to a doctor and talk if they need it. They don't want to tell people that they go to a doctor. They don't want to have to tell their friends how they feel. They'd rather hold it in, which is something that's very serious and causes a lot of people to actually end their lives. People who are depressed can't see when there's an obstacle that they can overcome. It's always the worst, and they can't overcome it. And it's almost as if there's a filter on their thinking, which just affects everything, and it makes everything so much worse than it has to be. They also don't realize that suicide is a permanent option to just a temporary problem. It's temporary and they can overcome it, but they just end their lives anyway. They think that there's no other way out of their problems, there's no escape from the emotional pain, and there's no way to end their unhappiness. So what exactly would Rider Rescue be? It would be all based from Rider University. All students would be partaking in it, and they would have a big application process for the people who wanted to work on it. There would be an initial interview. There would be phone calls back and forth. There would be mandatory workshops to make sure that you're comfortable with it and that you are able to have that communication, because you wouldn't want someone working on it who actually wasn't that capable of it. And when someone calls, there would be no need to provide any information, no names. It's all anonymous. It's just an anonymous listening ear. It's just someone to talk to. There would be benefits for the callers. It would actually be an alternative for people to turn to, someone to talk to without them knowing who you are, so that way you could tell them exactly how you feel if you're depressed, the reasons why. You don't have to worry about someone judging you, because they can't judge you if they don't know who you are. They're just there to listen and help you, because sometimes people just need to get out how they feel. And unlike going to a doctor, which costs, you go there for an hour to tell how you feel, you pay $200, this is absolutely free, no charge, and it's just someone to talk to. And it's not as embarrassing because it's not face-to-face, because people feel embarrassed by the way they feel. So it's good. And it doesn't have to be a one-time only call. You could call as many times as you like, as many times as you feel the need to call. The phone line will be open. And there's also benefits for the volunteers. You'd receive credits for taking the class in order to be in this job. And you'd also receive credits as much as you participate in this program. And it's a great community service, and putting it on a resume looks really good. My friend goes to University of Maryland, and she actually works on one of these things, and she said it's going to look so good on her resumes because this shows you have communication skills. You can listen to people, you can help people, and that's what employers look for. They look for someone who's able to communicate with everyone. And if you're able to do this, then you're able to do a lot in your life. And most importantly, you're helping out students who need someone to talk to. It's a rewarding feeling knowing that you can talk to someone and you can help them out. So how can we get started with Rider Rescue? If you know anyone who would be interested in this, whether it's faculty, friends, students who go here, tell them about the idea. We could start a petition. I actually have one that I'll be passing around if you guys want to sign your names, because I really think that this is very important because way too many people are losing their lives, and maybe talking to someone is really what they need. And not playing? Okay, anyway. Pretty much, this is a very serious topic for me. It's something it's really emotional to me because my great-grandmother was very depressed and she didn't have anywhere to turn. There was not these alternatives, and she ended her life over it. And it's something that's very emotional to me, and I feel that it's not necessary and it can be stopped. And so you don't have to wait until it's too late. You can stop suicide today.